Professor, I wonder if you could define for us the inequality that you write about in your new book, The Price of Inequality.
Well, inequality has many dimensions. The striking thing is that America has become the country among the advanced countries with the most inequality of income and wealth.
What is wrong with some Americans having great wealth?
If, as a result of how well the 1% were doing, everybody was doing well, that would be one thing. But that's not the way it is. In the United States, the people in the middle have been getting worse and worse off. The median income, half above, half below, today is lower than it was a decade and a half ago. The Great Recession made things much worse, but this was even true before the Great Recession.
Now, is this income and wealth inequality unprecedented in this country?
The gap has really increased. The share that goes to that top 1% has doubled in the last 30 years.
Is it worse than the time of the rubber barons, worse than the time of Rockefeller?
That's
and
a really good question, and our data, good data, doesn't go back that far.
Now, Professor, New York City is obviously the financial capital of the world. How extreme is income inequality here in the city?
Well, New York City is the capital of the world, and as you might have thought, with a capital of the market economy, and it illustrates, I think, you might say, all the excesses, some of the benefits that come from those excesses, but it has attracted some of the wealthiest of the wealthy, and not surprisingly, there are a lot of people here to serve others. Immigrants who've come here always found New York City as an entryway into the country, and so you have a lot of people at the bottom as well. One of the studies that I referred to in my book points out that one of the things that's been happening in our communities is that people are moving apart, that our communities are becoming more socioeconomically homogeneous. So it used to be you'd have communities like New York where you have both very poor and very rich living almost side by side.
But that's changing here as well.
And that's changing all over the country. And that's very disturbing, because at least when they live next to each other, when they send their kids to the same schools, then at least we have a community of understanding.
What's the likelihood that necessity will force a change of those problems that you so clearly articulated in the next 4 or 8 years?
I remain hopeful, but you might say cautiously optimistic, because what I've seen in our political system is that what one might have hoped are the self-corrective mechanisms not working. On the other hand, you have to hope the good sense of the American people, they see what's going on. As I've talked around the country about this issue, the resonance has been enormous. People do understand the issue. They particularly are concerned about the loss of our equality of opportunity, the American dream, and I think they're committed to doing something about it.
Well, Professor, thank you so much. It's
been
a pleasure.